Italy is known for fashion, but there is a lot more to Italy when it comes to education that people don't know. The first thing is it is so affordable to live in, and another thing is that tuition fee are very, very low. So the very first time, I think I got like 15 euros. I was like, do you know how much 15 euros is? You can actually see one bottle on the floor. You are throwing away money now. I used to pray one prayer. May I not see any problem that will make me look like my problem on social media. Not that I'm not going through it. It's not that life is not life in me. But I am not that kind of person that will say anything I do is just good. I cannot see that kind of problem in my life.
This is the part that I feel can change someone's life.
It is just as simple as that. You get it. Very, very simple. Nobody will ask you for tuition fee before visa. There are some messages I read in my DM, and the only thing that comes to my mind is that this is why you are being scammed.
Yeah.
Why are you hearing somebody DM for the first time and you've already put all your life problem to them? Some of you will even say, I have the money. I'm not the one even asking you. People are looking for money now. So the first thing is you don't have to be desperate to do this thing. Even if you really want to live desperately, you don't have to make it, especially to a stranger, even to me. Then if you see anybody, like I say it anyway, if anybody promise you admission, run.
This is Two Continents, One Mic. And today, the mic is in Italy. Arika, welcome to Two Continents, One Mic.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you could join us. I think we've been on this since last year. So, Arika, for someone who has just clicked on this conversation, why is it important they stay and really listen to what we're about to talk about? And by the end of this conversation, what do you hope they walk away understanding differently about relocation and about themselves?
Okay, if you are just coming across this channel for the first time and you are interested in this conversation, one of the reasons why you should stay is that I personally feel like Italy is so underrated and underexplored when it comes to academics. Italy is known for fashion, but there is a lot more to Italy when it comes to education that people don't know. And in terms of that, the first thing is it is so affordable to live in. And another thing is that tuition fee are very, very low. So if you are watching this now, that should actually be factor for why you should stay and watch this video. And at the end of this video, if you watch to the end, you will actually understand if you are planning to relocate to Italy through study route, you will actually understand how you can do it yourself without agents because I did it myself and I'll be explaining all the process right here today.
That's amazing. What I really appreciate about this is that you're not selling dreams, you're offering clarity. And clarity is what most people are actually searching for. And so, just guys, if you stay to the end, the first 5 people will win a free consultation with Arika on studying in Italy. So don't skip this one. Stick with us. Okay. So, Arika, take us back to the beginning. It wasn't Italy first. It was Germany. That's where you started. What pushed you to leave Nigeria? And what did you expect Germany to be like?
So what really happened was that I actually studied in University of Padua. I graduated last year. So the journey was from Nigeria to Italy, from Italy to Germany, and from Germany back to Italy. And I'm going to explain how it actually goes. So like we all know, everybody has their dream country which they want. I've always known right from my undergraduate level that want to do masters only if it is an international one. Like I'm not interested in doing Nigeria masters. I know that right from my undergraduate level. and I've been pursuing it. You get as far back as then. I think I started my first application 2019 during my finals, and my target was USA. But one of the challenge of USA is that you have to get an advisor. I kept on sending emails, and fortunately, after several emails, I lost count. I was able to get one. But COVID, the global pandemic came in
Yeah.
2020, and that was the end of that dream. The professor said, okay, by July, you should reach out to me to like been maybe close to their opening time. Or let's talk. Oh. And that was the last email I got. So when the pandemic came, you know how the global thing was. The man
Yeah.
responding to emails. I sent several emails, and that was how that Obu was lost. Up to today, I didn't know what happened to him, but I just want to believe maybe we lost him to the pandemic because he's actually a very
Mm.
responsible professor. So I feel like he cannot. I still feel like personally he cannot ghost me. You get because I went to his website, checked his lab, nothing was being updated. So that was why I felt like, oh, maybe we lost this man to pandemic. So that was it. I was unable to get like another advisor in my field. Then there's this colleague of mine that we're doing the application together. Now she's in Italy, but not in Italy anymore. So there was a time we just like I can't even remember how we actually started. Okay, let's start this study abroad to Italy. Then one day we came across this university, University of Salento, and they have scholarship. They have very good scholarship. So we both applied together and we submitted the application. So she got email. I think later she got email. She told me, Arika, do you get email? I was like, I didn't get email for interview. I was just like, well, she got the email on the day of interview she went. Tell me why I checked my spam folder 5 days after the interview and I found out that they actually sent me email. It was in spam folder. I cried. No, there's this thing that you felt like because before I got the interview bit, I think from the evaluation of submitting documentation, they used to use 30. Yeah, I got 26 out of 30. I can confidently say it anyway that if I actually made it to that interview, I'm not like I'm going to ace it. I reached out to them and explained blah blah blah. You know all these people now, they've already moved on. This thing is very difficult. One thing I used to tell people that if you are trying to relocate, find an accountability partner because see it will get to a point that you will be very tired, but when you have an accountability partner, when your own morale is low, their own is or her own is what high, so it helps you people. After she told me that she's already like budding and everything, I could remember that night that I didn't cry, I wailed because where I was even working at that time was terrible. But I'm the kind of person that I might not look like it. I'm a very spiritual person. Like I believe in prayers. I
Okay.
tell people pray about the tiniest thing. Then after that time, I think I was just frustrated at work one day, like I used to, and I was just like browsing on Google. That was why I came across University of Padua. Honestly, I feel like it's just an answer period because just nobody told me about it. Just a random Google search. I scrolled through their website to get as at that time, and I discovered that oh, they have my course. Looking at the requirement and everything, something in me just clicked like, "Hmm, this is a great fit. I've been applying for years, like since 2019. And this time around, that was even 2021 or 2022. So, like, I already have that experience. So, I checked their website. I think I saw it some weeks too, and I discovered that they will open in November. I was like, okay. So, the moment they open in first week like this, I already have almost everything ready. I just revamped my motivation letter. I applied within 24 hours, I just got my first email. Your application passed first evaluation stage. I was like, God, that is you. That like it gave me hope. But one of the
Yeah.
things that after that, I think after like 5 weeks, their admission actually came. When the admission came, one of the reason I applied is that they have scholarship. And I know personally there is no how I want to relocate then without a form of funding. Over the years, not that I'm not getting admission, yeah, I'm not just interested in talking about because they are not coming with scholarship that I actually needed.
Yeah.
So, and by March, they said their scholarship list will come out. That was why I started praying because I've already submitted application. I have admission already, and I was just hoping on the day that I knew. I think March 5th or something. I can't remember. I just prayed and I went by my normal day activities. I was even at work. So my phone is inside my pocket. But because you are expectant of something, so at every beep of the phone, I tend to check. So the moment I just said boom, like the beep of email is different from WhatsApp. So the moment I just opened my phone, that was why I saw congratulations, you have been awarded powder. I see that day I just scream. Like I'm the kind of person that if I'm I'm very reserved at work. I feel like at that place people don't really know other side of because I was going through life when I was working there. So there is this person in the courtroom with me. He's a colleague. We are not really like on good terms. If you see the way I hugged him, it was just that honestly because after it I was like, oh, I'm so sorry because I was very excited. So I started carrying like normal. I was working as a QC then. I don't carry all these kg of chicken. That was how I started lifting too. I didn't know where that moral. Like I was so excited. I couldn't even express myself. So that was the beginning. That was how everything changed. We started the process, and everything was easier. And I would love to say I did everything myself, but with the help of God, my friend that's already here also, she actually put me through. Then also there's a community we called Go Italia, in which I'm part of there now. They actually like officially they are Nigerian scholars in Italy, but they have a platform called Go Italia in which they help people to relocate, whether you are still looking for admission also, or you are after, or you've gotten admission, you need to navigate post-admission phase. So they actually help with the guidance, and we did everything myself. October 25, 2022, that was how I boarded the plane to Italy to actually start my study.
That's I think one of the things that I love that you said is the accountability partner. Like I said, relocation is not for the faint of heart. Like you really have to be strong because those visa rejections, you've been waiting for weeks and then it just comes in an email and it's like it just destroys you. You can lose motivation, but that's why it's important to have that person. Even in life, it's important you have someone that can guide you or can kind of like give you inspiration even when you're down. So I do applaud you for that, and I hope everybody takes this. Find an accountability partner. There's no way. Sometimes you have people that you're a group that you guys want to travel together, and I love what and you say it's like Nigerians that doing this Go Italia, right?
Yeah, great.
That's really nice. I'm sure they accept other Africans too if they contact them to help them navigate some schooling or traveling or post admission in Italy, correct?
Yes, they do. It's just that it is majorly for Nigerian, but not that they cannot accept other Africans. But majorly most people that are there, like 90 to 92% are
And
Nigerians.
okay. So from there, how did we get to Germany?
Okay. So one thing about studying in Italy is that it gives you access to other European countries, aside the obvious fact that with your student permit you can travel and explore other parts of country. And I'm actually of the opinion that you should use your opportunity as a student to explore other parts aside from traveling to have fun. Most university here they have like you can go on Erasmus program, you can do exchange program. Some of the programs even have double degree that you can even go as far as like US to actually do one of your program. Yes, we have somebody that actually did that, and she's even currently in US. She just came back to graduate. So and then I already knew that like the moment I was leaving home, I felt like okay, I'm going to do 1 or 2 semesters abroad. You get like just to explore
Hmm.
during that 2 years program. But when I actually got it, the reality is that before I even settled in finally, I was like, it took a longer time, and I felt like, is this what I'm going to go and do for another semester? So I wrote it off on getting here. There are some dreams that you have before leaving home, but when you hit the reality, you get feel like, oh, this is not possible. But I'm of the opinion that don't allow your dream to die. You can re-strategize. You get. I knew I still want that like exchange a program, but when I got, I was like, okay, it's not possible the way I thought it. Like I want to do 1 semester here, 1 semester here, 1 semester here, but I still want to achieve it. So I felt like okay, I'm going to do my 2 years program in Padova, but I will not do my internship in Italy. I already made up my mind, and I started working towards it, started researching firms and everything. So by the end of my second year, close to my like second year, first semester, I was actually applying for internship abroad. I was not getting. Another thing I would love to say here is that see, I know that most of us we really want to like japa in the japa Nigerian way, but when you get here also take your academics serious. I'm very big on that. That is the first reason you are here. Attend classes. It might not be easy because you want to work and anything. But at the same time, there are some opportunities. I used to tell people that, see, to make it abroad, you see all these other jobs, it cannot give you that life. Let's be realistic with that. Give it. are just meant for survivor. It cannot give you that life. So that's one of the reasons you have to take your academic very, very serious. Attend classes, communicate, like be interactive in class so that lecturers can know you. You don't have to attend all classes if you don't want to. I'm not saying you should skip, but there are some classes that, yes, like I'll put myself in the face of the lecturer, not that you are doing it in a negative way, just for them to know that even you get something here. So after a while, I realized that it's not really, I wasn't getting like all the internship I want. So that was but I knew that if I approached a particular professor, I would get up. Why? Because I used to attend the class, like do all the assignments, like talk in the class, participate. Then I spoke to him. I woke up to Professor Marco and I was like, oh, I would love to do my internship abroad, blah 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 blah, like in this field. And he was like, oh, what country? I listed countries that I actually wanted. Then he was like, oh, he didn't have connection in those countries, but what about Spain? Me, I've never been there, but I've ever people have always like talk about Spain that it's a good country. I'm like, no problem. I think he mentioned Spain and Portugal for me. I wasn't really satisfied. So that was how we just I said he will reach out to the colleagues and let me know. Oh, that was how he just reached out to me after some days, like, oh, and there's actually an opportunity that actually came up in Germany. I don't know if you like it. I'll send you the website for you to look at it. I said, okay, when you send the website of the research and everything, I was like, this is actually good. I'm interested. Like, they send me the link to actually apply. And another thing I would love to say here is that where recommendation will take you. You see, all these certificates of skills will not take you there. Because tell me why this particular application is not even is not published on the main website. So the
Of
only
the of this program in Germany, like it's not on their website.
it was not published there. I don't know how it works in other parts of country, but this Europe, I feel like even sometimes I used to feel like all this application we are seeing on LinkedIn, maybe they are just putting it out stake. They already have, you get, like recommendations, you get. So
Yeah.
I did the application that I already knew that my hope was very high because I actually got it through recommend. I'm just one of like maybe an ordinary recommendation. It's my professor recommending me, oh yeah, this girl we did well. And that was how we started the journey. I applied and they was like, okay, they are good with me. The way I even applied was just like maybe submitting CV officially through email and you get like expression of interest. Not that maybe I went
Yeah.
on the particular website to do the application. Like that was how I got the internship and I moved to Germany towards the later like of the year to start the internship. It was like roughly a year. Like it was 9 months. So that was why I stayed long in Germany and everybody feel like, oh, Arika is in Germany and everything. So Germany was actually very good. My place of work, say, like I used to say, my boss was like a God sent to me. God bless him. See, I've been abroad for a while. I know how difficult it is navigating a new country, trying to find an apartment, trying to settle especially in country that they don't speak English. You get. And I used to have this impression, not me personally, but the social media. I have impression that Germans are very mean. Up to now, I still see a lot of people having experienced it, but honestly, it was a total different like experience for me. Everybody I met was very kind. Do I meet one or two people that not mean were a little bit? Yes, but I feel like 95% of people that I met were very kind. So why should I focus on maybe just feel that? Like I feel like life is not really, really that about me. Because my boss actually helped me with like looking for accommodation, settling in and everything. And it was actually a wonderful experience. And I actually did my internship at Avi. It is called Affordability Institute. It's actually like a big international research institute in Germany. So it was a lot of like experience. Honestly, I really, really gained a lot. And but one thing about research institute is that most of the time, if you are considering doing your internship at research institute, is that they don't tend to retain like a company. It's a research institute, not like soldier come, soldier go. You might get to be retained if they actually have maybe like funding or projects going on later. Yeah, you might get to be retained. But most of the time, oh, we love you, you have a great work, you did a great work. But unfortunately, they are living on funding. It's not a registered
Yeah.
company. So if there is no funding, you cannot. The only advantage is just that if you actually did well, when there is another project of funding and you are available, I still talk to my boss up till now. Like we have a cordial relationship. And at the end of like my 9 month internship, I had to leave Germany and come back to Italy. And I came back to actually graduate because no matter even if you go and do exchange program, double degree or anything, you still have to go back to Paribas to actually graduate. So, and I graduated. I didn't just graduate too. I graduated with 110 over 110, like big pearl.
We're gonna talk a little bit more about that too, because it's I think I learned something about you there, but I think what you're saying reminds me of how, how dangerous it is to build our expectations from other people's disappointments, and this internet, it just reduces countries to single experiences, about life and just how simple it is. And you encounter, with Germans, it's totally different from what a lot of people say about Germany. So I'm glad that, your experience was different. Like for me, I judge people like singular, not like collective, not like all the Germans are like this. No, it's singular. If one person, you had a bad experience with one person and the person is from somewhere, you should attribute it to that person, not the entire collective people, Okay, so let's talk about real survival and not the Instagram survival. So you've spoken about recycling bottles in Germany and how it gave you extra money. Why do you think people underestimate systems like this?
Well, actually, one of the things I appreciate Germany for, it's my first time finding out when I got there. I was like, so if people sell bottle here, that was coming from Italy. We throw it away. And I personally feel like it makes me make conscious effort of you guys like keeping it because they see if you're abroad, you know that every cent counts. You get even in
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria, 3 naira and kobo actually counts. And the very first time I think I sold like maybe well one I think one is sold for 25 cents. It's not like maybe it's a big money like that.
Yeah.
But if you actually keep it, the very first time I sold maybe just six, I was like, this money is not much. So I bought one nylon. So I started like I was just buying water and everything. I was not like recycling it. I was just keeping it there. So the very first time I sell I think I got like 15 euros. I was like, do you know how much 15 euros is? Like this is going to like a lot of things. Then apart from that, because they actually made it like a compulsory thing, makes me feels like they are really doing something well in Germany
Mm-hmm.
because you can hardly see anyone. You can hardly see one bottle on the floor. They are throwing away money now. If people are traveling and they drink water or anything, you put it in their bag. So back to Germany, I feel like yeah, it's actually a way of like making additional money and the proper way to actually dispose things. You get because nobody is going to drink water, even can like all these Pepsi and the likes. Nobody will drink it and drop it. You get what they do, they can make money from it. So yeah, and I hope
Hmm.
many countries actually adopt this method as well, honestly, because it's really, really helping. Apart from people, it's also like helping the economy of the country at large, also.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, Germany has that economy. Honestly, talk of their transport system. It's very flexible. When you subscribe, yeah, when you subscribe monthly, yeah, every other country it does it also. But I feel like their own much more good because it gives you access to you can connect almost all these other cities in Germany.
Yes.
Get even the one that are very far, like 9 hours. As long as you are ready to stress your body, you can connect. You should know that there are some that there are some fast train that it is not applicable to that particular subscription. You can get there maybe maybe in five some journeys, some 5 4 hours. But if you decide to use this regional ticket, you can get there in maybe 6 to 7 or sometime, and you have to change it. But it makes it flexible. You get there. Sometimes I want to travel, I just feel like see when I actually traveled to Amsterdam, I
Yeah.
didn't even use flights. I used train. Yes,
Yeah.
actually it's true because it is very close to Germany. So that's another thing that I really love. Yeah, that's about Germany. And there was even the time my friend actually traveled to I think Brussels. Yeah, Brussels from Germany also. She used bus. Like that transport system is very flexible. I've seen people, they've gone to Paris, like Paris from Germany, and they use bus. See, it is people that will tell that this is how I got there, that will know that this is how I got there. Might be stressful, it takes longer hours, but at the end of the day, Paris finally worth it. This picture that I'm showing you people, nobody know how I stress myself to get there. So that
I
is it.
That's one of the beautiful things I like about Europe. I've done that. I've done the Germany to Belgium, the Brussels, but I used the flight, and it was only the flight was 30 minutes. I did that, and then I did a train from Sweden to Norway. I think that was like 3 or 4 hours with the regular, not high speed, it's just a regular train. I think if you want to, like you said, if you want to stress your body, you want to see the countryside, those ones are interesting and fun. But that brings me to you traveling 4 hours to go and carry fish. How did that come about? I know it was definitely for your research, but because I saw your video, you looked stressed.
See, one thing I used to say is that no field is easy. Yeah, I actually did like an experiment alongside with my internship. I did my master's at that internship place, and my research is actually on polyculture of like tilapia and catfish. You get, so at the time I got there, they already have catfish on ground, but there is no, like, we still need to actually transport what tilapia from a nearby place. And on the day, of course, this is my project. My supervisor just told me, "Oh, we need to go and take fish." You, I was like, "Okay." I thought, yeah, like I like road trips. I thought like I'm going to enjoy it. But first thing first, I had to wake up very early to actually, because not stay in the same place. You get, I had to even go to his own place. I think I left my. I should have a video of when I was leaving house that, because me, I'm a very dramatic person. I was like, I was even thinking that this is me. Oh, it is not even 5 a.m. Oh, because if I finally have this money, you people should not say I do ritual. Oh, stuff like that. I left home around 5 a.m. to meet up. And unfortunately, imagine you went 4 hours. When we got there, it's not like maybe the fish were actually ready. Oh. I actually captured. We are not the one, like, still have to prepare the fish for transport. Then when we were coming back also, you get, like, we still have to travel another 4 hours or more. So on getting back to the research institute, I think we got around maybe 5 in the evening. And after getting back, see, I was already tired, but you cannot leave it. You get, so we still have to prepare them. You get, again, not immediately for research, but I have to, like, from the transporting can, you have to put them inside tank. You have to clean. You get, I've seen a lot of people ask me in some of my vlogs that you people did not use clean, Annie. People are used to be the one to clean yourself. See, if you own your own fish farm, pay cleaner to come and be clean. There used to be cleaner, general clean, maybe the
Mm-hmm.
offices. Moment it comes to that area, the place where the fish are being kept, honestly, we don't really even allow third party to come in. If third party
Wow.
are based on, maybe they want to, like, they are bringing in students, there's something we call biosecurity measures, which is very, very important, because when these things, they are live, one single mistake like this, like, you're already in debt. Like, it might even be as small as a perfume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some people, when people use strong perfume, you get, even us personally, but I used to use perfume, but when I'm going to, like, work or anything like that, I don't use all these strong one. Sometimes just deodorant is okay, especially when I know I'm working directly with the fish. So those are the reasons why you have to. That is, you cannot be lazy when you want to do this job. And there's nothing like I'm tired. You still have to do, because if you are tired, the fish will suffer it, and your money sometimes we also suffer it. They will die. So that is that about. Like, it's actually very, very. And another thing that happened that day, that, people that are in this field understand that it's not really easy, because we can't even move at that pace. At every maybe like 1 hour or 45 minutes, we're stopping to check their oxygen level, because they are being transported with oxygen, measure all the other parameters, and to confirm. There was even a time I think the oxygen level wanted to drop a little today. I was like, hey, God, though, because and these small fish, these fingerlings, they died very fast, like very, very, very. The
Mm-hmm.
moment one die like this, everybody, others will just be boom, 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 boom. So what's now the effort? But we thank God that we were able to actually transfer them successfully, and yeah, that was how we're now nurturing them to the big ones.
This
Yeah.
is this why we need all our Nigerian talents, global talents back in Africa, so you guys can bring all these skills. And because there's a lot of fish farms in Nigeria that people are always saying, "Oh, start a fish farm," but I'm sure not everybody has this much knowledge. So
Yeah,
that's really
and I
good.
feel like underrate studying aquaculture and fisheries, and because I've seen a couple of people, I thought, "Oh, what are you studying?" Then when I was still studying, I was like, aquaculture and fisheries. Like, you went to school to study fish farming, something that you can just see. There's a clear. I used to tell people that, well, sometimes I feel like some people lack the knowledge. There's a clear difference between me and a fish farmer. Yes, am I a
Yes.
fish farmer? Yes, you get. But even if I'm raising fish, there's just clear difference between us, you get. So yeah, that
Yeah,
is just
there's a science to raising this. I mean, and that's why there are big farms where people are. It's not just there's there is a science to it. I totally understand that. One of the things you say, like I've seen, is you don't romanticize relocation. You know, you talk openly about hormonal imbalance, insomnia, exhaustion. Why was it important for you to speak about that?
yeah, thank you very much. I feel like, see, there are a lot of things that I discovered after moving abroad.
Hmm.
See, your stress level will increase when you are. Yeah. See, if you say all this, I am a soft girl, that this girl, that this girl abroad. You see, I personally feel like there is this thing that abroad forced to bring out in you. You don't have a choice. See, back home in Nigeria, you can decide not to work. There is daddy, there is mommy. You can decide a liability to anybody. But here, like if you are not working, you are not eating. That's just it. Nobody cares here. So I feel like naturally I'm a soft girl, but at the same time, also, I'm not a dad, like a soft girl. Like, it's like I was born with a Jepako, like I'm a Jepako. But at the same time, when I got here, I feel like I still see some parts of me I didn't even know exist. You get there. Sometimes you feel like, can I really do this? But we don't have a choice because if you don't do it, who will come and do it for you?
Yeah.
So that was it. And I feel like maybe it got to a point that maybe the stress level was actually very high for me. And I can say that my body was reacting. See, I'm kind of person that most of the things I put out there, yes, I'm a content creator. I make things look real. But there are some things that it might be from my personal experience or maybe somebody that are closer to me. You get, I feel like, oh, this thing it's happening to this person. So I got to a point that I just felt like my hormones were just there. You get like a lot of things will happen. I know our body naturally, women, we tend to react to stress in different ways. So everything I was talking about, that hormonal imbalance you get at that time, insomnia, ear loss, it will get to a point that you experience stress and your cycle, your menstrual cycle will like we
Hmm.
just differently. So everything was happening, and the only thing I could attributed it to then was just stress. So it's just
Stress.
me like trying to share my personal story, and a lot of people can actually relate. Like that series, before I even stopped it, a lot of people can actually relate to it, especially people that are abroad. Like they can relate to that insomnia, like hair loss, like a lot of things, yeah, or even pimples all over the face. So that's just it, and one of the ways I feel people are managing it is by using supplements. You get, but I'm still on consult your doctor before using supplement because all this I'm not a supplement baby. I'm not a supplement baby. See, life is hard and all of that too. You have to be sometimes because it is what is. You cannot stop those things that you can manage your stress level. And one of the ways of managing is by using all of these supplements, like taking your health very serious and don't take shifts more than you can. Like you're not the first person. See, I used to tell people it is not everybody that will have generational wealth.
Okay,
But
funny.
you try your best. But at the same time, it is God that bless somebody. You can do everything, work from morning to night, take and at the end of the day, you still get the generational wealth. So don't kill yourself. Anytime I'm stressed, like I say, I not promise anybody land or house at home. At this point, I'm tired. So that's just it.
Well, I think that's one of the things like a lot of immigrants. I don't know if it's the way some of us grew up or where we came from, that you think you have to try to amass all this wealth, or you need to change your social status like all in one swoop. But like you said, you have to take time for yourself. Even yeah, you can take all the supplements in the world, but if you're not having time to actually sit down and relax and enjoy while you're here, like when you're in another country, most countries, the life is a little bit calmer, better. Because the Europeans, they don't work like this. They don't work crazy. Usually, most of them just have one job. That's it. They love their vacation. And sometimes we Africans, I don't think we know anything about vacation. The only vacation is either we want to do dirty December.
They
That's it.
they don't joke with it. One of the difference between the Europeans and us is that they work to enjoy their money.
Hmm.
To go and spend it on summer vacation. But you see,
Yes.
we have to go back home to go and build house. You get like sometimes feel like some of these things. I'm not saying you should not invest or anything, but like some of these things at the end of the day, you even used to bring problem because you cannot go back home and be doing. The moment you start sending little change out of your hustle to somebody, let me buy land, they just feel like this girl has arrived now. You get see. I used to feel like I will leave before I leave. You get when I was still in University of Ilorin, I am the only one person that they know that I will spend the last kobo I have without even expecting anything. It was very bad like that, and most of the time I spend it on clothes. I like clothes a lot. Like I don't care if I have 5,000 in my account, and if I'm going to like, and I see a clothes that I actually like, I'm going to buy it with it. Even if the clothes is 5,000, I'm going to spend everything on it till when it or till another one come. If I perish, I perish. That's how I actually.
Perish, I perish. That what you just said, that makes me pivot into this, when you talk about I think online they call it black tax, when you're abroad or wherever and you be sending money back home. You said one amazing statement that I feel like your comment section was throwing a party, when you talked about how you can outgrow family and blood doesn't excuse toxicity. Why do you think that message triggers people? And when you said that,
Hmm. See, I feel like a lot of people can relate. Like you said, black tax is very common. And another thing, yeah, thank you for mentioning. Another thing I actually made up my mind to is that when I was coming, I've had a lot of experience with people that have relocated but that we are very close, that I know what they are going through when it comes to black tax. So I feel like that actually helped me. You get like set my boundaries straight from the beginning. I think 6 months to I came in. I'm a very social media person. Even if I just finished crying like this, it is called packaging. Whatever everybody want to call it. I will still wear my makeup, like do my like look put together and come to social media. I used to pray one prayer. May I not see any problem that will make me look like my problem on social media. Not that I'm not going through. It's not that life is not life in me, but I am not that kind of person that will say, say anything I do is just cruise. I cannot see that kind of problem in my life. So I think 6 months into coming here, I'm still even trying my feet. I kept on saying message, hello sis, I need help. I'm a social media person. I take pictures. If I take pictures, you just like billionaire love this girl, she has arrived. I just this that. When I started saying that message, me, I was not surprised because people have had experience that they've shared
yeah.
with me. The moment, see, I just have one prompt for them. I am a student. I am not working. I just copy and paste it. So it makes it easier for me to like not actually experience black tax. Do I give back if I actually have? Yes, I'm the kind of person that, and I pray that I still have to actually give back to people. But I've never put myself in a position where anybody will actually make me feel like, oh, like I owe them. You get. See, another thing in Nigeria is that there's this way parenting actually works, that they do parenting so that you can give back, which is not what they do in other parts of Europe. Yes, I'm an African, still believe in that. But sometimes I feel like at the point our parents start expecting us to start giving back, one of the things that some of us find it is difficult to balance the time is that as at the time we still need, it's either we are left alone so that we can focus on ourselves, then figure it out alone, why they can like cater for themselves. But the moment you start earning small, from that small already, you get, it's not willingly, you get, but it is
Yeah.
mandate for you to actually say, oh, I have a parent or you get that are actually depending on me. See, I actually believe that family does not exclude toxicity. I'm very, very
Mm-hmm.
big on. See, I'm a family oriented person. I like my family. I like my friends. There are lots of friends that people know that like they are like my sisters and everything. But one thing about me is that no matter how close we are, there should be boundaries. Like no matter
Yeah.
how the boundaries. And if a family member, like I'm not sorry to say, no matter how close they are trying to feel entitled, that's the word, cut them off. It's not even if it's your siblings, you get all of these things that Yoruba used to say, Maje in Yoruba, they'll say Maje ki okun ebi jalo we. Like, see, there are some family ties that they have to cut it. It is not because you are not family oriented, but for your own sanity. Me, I don't block people, but there's a way I put it in your place, even without blocking you.
I love the passion, and I think we keep saying this thing, and people feel like there's that entitlement. In my first episode with my co-host Ife, and we talked about it. Sometimes we have friends that's like, this one has Jackpot. They just look up to you that this one will start remitting money back home for us. Like, it's not that easy. Like we go through things also in diaspora, and even when we start making money, we're trying to build our own generational wealth now.
And people don't know is that, see, it's thank God for conversion. It is because of Nigerian rates that these things are money. For example, if you are working here, if you are earning 1,000, just for example, 1,500 euros per month, you pay house rent, maybe depends, maybe let's just say 400. You pay bills, you want to look good. See, at the end of the day, you want to save. What you have left is not nothing. I used to tell people that when you convert to Naira, you think like, you have money. But
Mm-hmm.
here, it's no money like that because it's, like, things are not really that cheap to actually live it here. So that's just it. Though.
Yeah, that's that's interesting. I love this. So let's go back to Italy. So this is the part that is important, because this is where your expertise is, how you talk about the schools and the regional scholarship, the 20,000 euro scholarship studying in Rome. And I think you just recently talked about studying nursing in English in Italy, So this is the part that I feel can change someone's life, when they listen to you. And that's exactly why we're doing this consultation. So the code word for the consultation is continental. So you have to say you have to send Arika a DM, and like I said, it's the first 5 people that she receives that she's going to do this consultation for you. Tell her continental, but you also have to be following her and subscribe to her page. So that's how you get it. By the way, I don't use code to tell you now. So
I get it. I get the code. And for
yeah.
people that forward, God. Eh,
So just tell me a little bit about right now what you think like people should aim for if they want to school in Italy, because you talked about there's a part where folks that have SSCE and they haven't even gone to college. There's a part for that, and the nursing part, and then the free medical school part. They're like, you guys just got to go to her page. She has everything. Like, follow her. She has a lot of information, but just give us like a little bit of what you think, like someone today that is like, oh wow, I really want to go to Italy. I want to study medicine. Tell us a little bit about that. I would like to study nursing a little bit. I haven't been to university yet, but I have my SSCE. Tell us what they can do and what is the best approach. Just something little, because if they really want to talk to you, you guys need to book an appointment with her. Okay?
Okay, yeah, I'll try to be brief and detailed as much as possible also. Well, like I used to say, Italy is very affordable to study in. Let's start with that. Yeah, there are some times that tuition fee majorly ranges between 300 to 3,000 euros. That's the range. Aside the low tuition fee, there are different benefits of you studying in, yeah, Europe. Like I've mentioned earlier, you get to see other parts of the European country. You get to explore. If you are somebody like me that love fun, yeah, so you get to explore that part of Europe also. You get to eat pasta, you get like, and many more. So back to academics, yeah. I still feel like this was a discussion we were having about 2 weeks ago with some of my colleagues here that people are still not exploring Europe when it comes to, especially Italy, when it comes to study as much as they used to do. And there's these people that used to come on that comment station that, do you say them that there's no job here? Oh, there's no job here. Oh. See, I'm the kind of person that if you've seen any of my videos, I don't sugarcoat. Like there's nothing
Yeah.
to be. It's not rosy anywhere. These people that used to say there is no job here, why are they not back to Nigeria? There is no job here. Some of them they've spent 6, 7 years here and they are still here. So how are they surviving? So nobody's saying you come here and you now come and be plucking money. You not work. Like I said earlier, if you don't work, you don't job. That's just it. You have
Mm-hmm.
to work for money. But realistically, is it better than the current situation of Nigeria? I'll say yes. For some, not all. There are lots of people doing well in Nigeria. But realistically, if you feel like you are in a field that you are not really doing well, explore abroad. What's come to us? That's why I used to tell people that don't sell out when you're traveling abroad because it is not everybody that abroad will work for. We've seen a lot of people that they've explored this route and they feel like, oh, this is not for me. And they've gone back home. That is not the end of life. That is not failure. It's just that you've tried new things and it is good to
Yeah.
try. If you try, you won't even know whether it's going to work or not. So back to Italy now. if you're planning to actually study here, let's start from the bachelor's level. You have just your WAEC. It's actually very flexible. You most of the time they are like the application portal, you apply directly on the website with your WAEC. But there's this thing about bachelor's degrees that not all, but most of the schools actually require some require additional entrance examination. You get like you have to write entrance examination because obviously the only place you've been to that they know is actually secondary school. You've not have any like maybe tertiary experience, so you have to
Yeah.
write entrance examination. Then also some of them requires additional exams. Some also realistically more like SATs. You get like you might need to
Yeah.
provide SAT. You might need to provide another exam like we call it Caesar test. And or another one like maybe TOEFL, and it is not TOEFL because there are some people have told you have to provide TOEFL. I was like, that's English test. I was like, no, it is TOLC. It's more like an aptitude test also. There are some school that actually requires it. And well, there is a school that doesn't mandate it. But one of the things I used to tell people that there's a current influx in Italy now due to all this UK, US wala. So a lot
Hmm.
admissions are becoming overly competitive. So how do you stand out? Yes, how do you stand out? So most of the time I recommend write the exam, book it, you get so that you can increase your chances. So that is that.
Yeah.
Just use that like your WAEC and those additional exam or for the ones that have entrance examination we just apply. And it's not like maybe I'm trying to sugarcoat. It is just as simple as that. You get it, very, very simple. So if you are now coming for, let's go to master's level. If you are coming for master's level, one sweet thing about Italy is that, like I used to say that, like that actually make them over other UK schools or US is the fact that nobody will ask you for tuition fee before visa. That's a big thing. You get
Hmm.
nobody's going to come and pay yes tuition fee before visa. So here is how we work. When the application we are currently in application phase. When the application open, you apply. What document do you need to apply? The general ones are your bachelor certificate. And you people that used to come to Nigeria and say, I want to apply, but I don't have an international passport. Sometimes I thought just be as if I'm being unnecessarily like blunt. Why will you say you want to study abroad and you don't have an international passport? Sometimes when I read that message, the only thing that comes to my mind is you are not ready, you are not serious. So the very first thing is that you see when I'm even listing documents, most of the time I don't remember to list international passport because I feel like is that the first thing you should everybody should have. And for people that are just graduating, sometimes they assess statement of results, and upon final enrollment, they will ask you to maybe like later in the year to upload the certificate. Yeah, so if you are still in maybe your final year, you can give it a shot to you get. It's not that you have to make sure you upload the certificate within deadline. Then you have to your transcript of record also is actually very important. Another big thing about why Italy is actually why you can choose Italy over other countries is the fact that they accept unofficial copy, the student copy. So it is not it has to be the official copy. So if you have access to your student copy, you can make use of. And if you actually graduated from a school that they don't issue student copy, here's what you need to do. This thing is not hard. Just request for the official copy to an institution in Nigeria. Go there and pick it up. I know it's a crime, but I'm sorry. That's how people have been doing it so that you have access to it and you can always
Okay.
upload it. You get like that. Then aside that, your CV and motivation letter is actually very important. Yeah, because these people are not even before they actually call you for entrance examination. You get be it interview or anything. It's like a virtual represent your CV and your motivation letter is the virtual representation of who you are. That's the first person that they are meeting before meeting you in case of any interview. So you have to prepare a strong CV and motivation letter. If you don't know how to do that, I have a video on my channel that you can actually use to do that. Then I offer paid service too for that. But if you don't have the money, please just go and watch the video. And yeah, the video is very detailed. Please don't come to my DM and say I don't have the money. I cannot take my time to that. Please even respond. Or the fifth one is actually reference letter as well. Then in some cases, not all schools actually mandate reference letter here. When I was even applying, I didn't even see where to upload reference letter. It was not even there for Padova. And there are some
Okay.
schools that are their tutorial like Sapienza, and I think one school like film, I've not released it. Technique University of Maki. It's there, but it's optional, so it does not have effect on your admission. And personally, also, if anybody asks me, I feel like you see this reference letter of a thing, it's just
Hmm.
scam. But I feel like it's not really, really evaluation because some of us has even lost contact you get with our professors after
Yeah.
5, 6 years. So we have to be begging around, come and write reference letter for me, stuffs like that. Some of the time, but it is not even all these people that write the reference letter. So I personally feel like they are doing a great thing for making it optional. It should not be part of what they are evaluating. You
Yeah.
get so That is that. So if you have all the documents ready, you just have to what kickstart and what apply. Especially for master's program, it's very, very easy. The another thing is that English proficiency letter. And one good thing is that if your previous, as a Nigerian, and that your previous degree was taught in English, you can use proficiency certificates.
Okay.
Yeah, to actually apply. I personally used it also. So it makes it easier for you. So you just go to your undergraduate school and request for English proficiency certificates, then you can upload it. Then you apply. Then another thing is that you pay application fee in Italy. Before about last year, most of these applications are actually free of charge.
Okay.
Now, like now they charge between 10 to 60 euros for application fee. That's the range. But the most common one is 30 euros. 30 euros is very common for application fee. Then after that, you wait for the evaluation of your what of your results, and that is that. They said about nursing and medicine also. Yeah,
Yeah.
there are some that offer medicine and nursing here in Italy in English. For there are some private school universities that actually offered medicine. I mentioned them. I think Cattolica University of Rome, among others. And they the advantage of them over public universities that they don't require IMAT exam.
Okay.
I Yeah, they don't require IMAT exam. They will you just write their own entrance examination. But it's actually for people that have money because their tuition is not joking. It ranges from 18 to 24,000 euros. Those three schools. So that is their tuition. But if you now don't have that one, if you don't have like the tuition fee, you can now apply to maybe like Sapienza University of Rome. They have medicine in English. But the only thing is that they now require IMAT. So you cannot run away from the two. It is either you have your money to go to
Oh,
private, write IMAT, or you don't have the money and you now write IMAT. And when it comes to nursing, also we have like three schools that also offer nursing in English: Palermo, Sapienza University of Rome, and I can't remember the name, Luigi something. The third one also. Yeah, I recently released a video about Palermo. Well, the call is not opened also till August. You get Palermo in general is open, but the call for nursing is different from the general admission calls. It's
okay.
separate, so it will open in August. Yeah, that was because I'm saying that because of the information of how it opened in the last call. So it used to open in August and it requires an entrance examination, which is always in person in Italy. Yeah, it might be a little challenging for international students. I've seen some creators make videos and say you cannot apply because you are not here. Realistically, yes, but me, I'm still of the opinion I'm here, but nothing is impossible. If you want to, you get like the moment you put in your application, if they can help you reach out to, we know that it is difficult to get legalization so that you can request for visa. See, there are some people that they can skip legalization for them because you are just going for the examination. So don't give up. If you truly want that thing, apply. The moment you apply, tell your school, tell them the decision of thing. This is the process we have to go because one of them here, they don't know it. They cannot know country by country requirement.
Yeah.
But this help you reach out to the embassy on your behalf. They'll find a way, they'll give you dates, you submit for a visa, you write the exam. So don't let anybody discourage you that it's not possible. It might not be easy, but it's achievable. You actually put your mind there to do it. So that is that about nursing, medicine, and master's program, bachelor's degree. Then another thing in Italy is that the moment you apply for admission, after admission, you cannot just apply for visa. There's what we call post-admission phase also that you still have to go through before you actually get to the visa stage to apply.
Does this also apply to, because I know you talked about skilled labor, people trying to get into like, they just have like the SSC and then they want to work in like tourism and hospitality
Vocation
or welding. Yeah, vocational. Yeah. Are there scholarship for those kind of programs or those ones you have to pay to go tuition?
of vocational schools, there's no scholarship. You have to
Okay.
pay. And
Okay.
here, a lot of vocational schools in Italy, but the thing is just that only few are being taught in English right now. That's the major
Okay.
challenge. A video I made about people that are interested in hospitality field, the Italian hospitality school in Rome, you can actually apply for them. But tuition fee is around 6,500 euros. Then after applying, then you move to your post-admission phase. And when you have your admission letter, you can do your legalization, authentication, and then you go to visa stage to actually apply. And it's 1 year program also. So yeah.
Okay, that's good. I think I don't know if I saw this on your profile, but I think one you should do, you should probably do one for culinary school, because Italy has like, I mean, they're known for their food. So you probably should research that one and see if there are people back home that want to go into being a chef. That would be something interesting for them.
One thing about me, sometimes if I see some information on your website, if I'm not sure, I
Yeah.
reach out and say, oh, I want to know more about this, and they'll tell me. But unfortunately, I've reached out to like 3 now. They are not accepting international. I feel like they cannot. They are not taking international study because they are teaching in Italian. And if you say I've not made any post about culinary, even for fashion, also most of them that I've seen in Milan, it's a mixture of Italian and English. And before they can issue you visa, you have to provide proficiency in Italian, which you
Okay.
can.
So
Yeah.
that's good. So that makes me even pivot into this. So, you've talked about fake travel agents and all these people lying, What are some of the ways that people can verify this information? Because what I'm trying to do eventually is, provide a place where, because I guess we that are already in diaspora, it's easy for us to call embassy or call the schools, right? And just be like, hey, is this correct? But for people back home in Africa, sometimes it is challenging for them to get in touch, or the phone numbers. I think the phone numbers that we have, some of us, is different from the ones that they have access to back home. But is there anything you can give as an insight just for people to know how to verify information before using all these agents that some of them don't even have an idea what they're doing?
I feel like the first thing you need to set, even before we get to transparency, is desperation. People want to leave, but you don't have to be desperate about it. There are some messages I read in my DM, and the only thing that comes to my mind is that this is why you are being scammed. Why
Yeah.
are you hearing somebody DM for the first time and you've already put all your life problem to them, and you're not saying you want to leave immediately? Some of you will even be saying, I have the money. I'm not the one even asking you. You are dropping message. I have the money. People are looking for money now. Even me, I'm looking for money. But me, it's just that my own integrity is actually matters than the money. You get? So the first thing is you don't have to be desperate to do this thing. Even if you really want to live desperately, you don't have to make it especially to a stranger. Even to me. Like why do you people just suddenly trust strangers and you just like that? That is one. Then second one is transparency. If it's an agent, they want to do this thing, there should be transparency. And another thing is that anything you want to do, research it, be it business, even you have like experience, like have a little knowledge, so that when they will not be calling blue for you yellow. Because some of you won't even know what is CV, you don't know what is motion, you just trust the person. Why won't you be scammed? But if the moment somebody is talking to you, see from some conversation, I can sense that okay, maybe this person have sometimes gone, maybe you are the one that you just go and put yourself like this, scam me, because you don't know anything.
Yeah.
Information on Google. Google is your friend. If you don't like reading, watch YouTube. There's nothing. I used to say there is nothing that anybody wants to tell you that is not on social media. Even if you come to my DM to say ask something and I give you information, go and double check. It's like with that. So you have to, even all of this, I don't have time. I don't have time. That's why you have to keep on wasting money for things. That's another one. Then the third one, now I've mentioned desperation, transparency. The third one you have to do is that sugar coating. Have you met agents? These people can lie. Like if you see what they see, there are some things that it is so good to be true. And you
Yeah.
yourself know. But because the money, like it's itching you, that's why you fall into it. So that's another thing. Then if you see anybody, like I used to say it anyway, if anybody promise you admission, run. You see, I offered pay service also for application and everything. But one of the thing about me is that I will never promise you admission. Are you part of the admission committee? I've seen
That's
a lot of
true.
I've seen a lot of cases, first class holders. There are some applications I reviewed, like just willingly for some people about it was a strong application, but the guy still got denied. The only thing we could trace it to is that the field is a data analytics intelligence field. It's actually a very competitive field. The guy is a first class holder. Even when he sent his motivation letter, I'm already wowed. Like he has been applying for a while. Like he has
Yeah.
everything together. He was still denied. Now imagine, like I now collect money from the person. Don't worry, I'll get you. They will tell you I'll get you admission.
Mm-hmm.
Are they part of the admission officer? If it is in maybe all these UK schools now, if anybody promise you admission, you can take it because some of these people they are affiliates, and you know how UK is running. This is strictly business. Because tell
Yeah.
me why some we study nursing for undergraduate, and the person will now be doing MSc in computer science. It doesn't work like that. So the moment anybody is promising you, bring the money, I will give you admission. I will help you with admission. No, just know that I'm not saying they cannot do it, but I personally feels like it shouldn't be, because are they part of the admission committee? Why would they say they will give you admission? And here it's not like, it's not in, I don't want to mention the country, that there is, that there is dabaru. Here it's either
Yeah.
you're it or you're not getting it. So those are the things I feel like people really need to work on. You get, even if I'm applying on on behalf of somebody, if I'm helping you with your application, the only thing you will ever hear from my mouth, now I will tell you that I can only promise you of strong application. We'll do our best to make sure we are applying to schools that will meet the minimum requirements, more than minimum requirements, package CVs and everything. But everything is still left for them to decide. It is not in my hand. So that is it. They are promising you admission. If their mouth is too sweet, and you people should also always do your research. It doesn't take anything. You might even be in the bus, you might be coming from home. Input information into YouTube. Plug in your headphone. Like,
Yeah.
listen, an idea about it. It saves you a lot of nairas.
If you're watching this and you're serious, this everything that she just said alone is worth this episode. Like she said, save your naira. The little change that you have, save it. Desperation. You can't use desperation. If someone sees your desperation, they're gonna take advantage of it. These people are hungry also. So relax, calm down, do your research, find out as much information as you can. Just like you said, so if someone is telling you blue, and you think it's yellow, like open your eye. That's pretty obvious. So before the 110 over 110, that you got and passed, congratulations again. But you talked about your first exam, how you didn't pass your first exam. So a lot of people have that experience in life where they have one failure. How did you keep going? How did you like stand and rise to where you are today, even as at that first time when you were starting school in another country?
Thank you for that. Thank you. See, one thing I'll even say here before I explain the process is that thank God for the flexible educational system here. And thank you for asking that question, because I forgot to talk about how flexible Italian educational system is. This is when I got it that I know that you can write exam up to 3 times here. So if you write the first one that you fail or you don't like your mark, you can reject it, write the second one, write the third one. So that is how
Mm,
flexible the exam is here. So yeah, the first experience I had was not a sweet one. I'm very big on excellence at anything, be it skills, be it academic, like shine, like do more than enough. So when I got here, and because I already have that impression now, and throughout my primary school, my secondary school, I've always been that girl. So I feel like I can ace anything. And that will be the very first time I will experience like a failure when it comes to academics. So I prepared for the exam the usual way. Even throughout universities, like I've always been that person. So, and I wrote the exam after, I think results used to come out after 2 to 3 days. So, now we'll be mailed our, like, before you even see it on your, like, your portal, you will be mailed. So I just saw the mail and I scored, I think, 19 out of 30. So 30 is the grading system that they use for exam here. So, but the mark for you to actually pass is 18. But the A here is 27 out of 30. You get,
okay.
yeah, that said, oh, like they didn't even pass it. They didn't meet up to that 18 out of 30 initially. So when I saw it, I was like 19. I cried, though, I should not lie, because that it just makes me feel like I failed. That was just in my own terms. Good, because why will I have 19? It's just like I just crossed the pass mark slightly. So I cried that day because it made me feel like, my God, will I be able to do this? My first exam, I'm already doing this, like serious stuff like that. But another thing I would love to say is that in abroad there is power in community. You cannot do it alone. There is power in community. So I remember the call through to, like, many people that, but I remember that I put a call through to Emmanuel. Shout out to Emmanuel. Emmanuel is actually a senior colleague here. He was in his second year when I was in my first year of the same course, and we are both Nigeria. I just call him up. My results came out. I can't remember the name of the course now, and I scored 19 out of 30. What is this? Blah, 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 blah. So the thing the manager just told me is that just calm down. See, this phase, everybody has experienced it. You get it is normal. Not that maybe you don't know how to, like, you are the failure. Sometimes it is just that you have to understand your exam structure. So that is it. What you're just going to do now is just you're going to reject the score and you're going to rewrite the exam. You get, he said he's going to send me some materials. So just look at it. Now that you've done it, you've already understand like how the exam
Yeah.
will look like and do it better in the next one. So I came my eyes and I was like, okay. So immediately after that call, I just went to my portal and I rejected the score. Like, no, that which means after rejecting, I went ahead to register for the second trial. You get like second trial. Maybe that will be like in 2 weeks' time or something. So, and I did the second one and I had 27 out of 30 for that particular exam.
Wow.
And that really made me happy. And yeah, so what I would just say, what I learned in that moment is that maybe because sometimes we need that failure to feel like, are we really doing it right? Then I'll say,
Yeah.
yes, it's not that maybe I didn't prepare for the exam, but there is this confidence in me that it is me, Arika, that I've always known how to go about things, like that confidence is there. So I feel like that might also, aside the fact that I've not really understood the exam structure, that might also like be part of the factor, like maybe overconfidence at times. You just move to a new country and you
Yeah.
think it's the same is done in Nigeria. That is exactly actually do. The other thing I want to address is that there's something called imposter syndrome when you come
Yes.
abroad. Everybody experience it. So especially when you even resume class, you just feel like, "Ah, do I belong here?" Especially when you see some of your colleagues, like before lecturer even says something, they are people that you can what what they are saying.
I
So you
ticket.
get all of that thing will contribute times that if your self-esteem is not high, honestly, it might make you start shaking and feeling like maybe I don't belong here. And the fact remains that during my set, I was the only black. You get, we have other people. I was the only
Mm.
black among them. But what I'm very grateful for you that anybody that know me know that I have that self-esteem. Oh. See, I can leave your front now and not go indoor and be shaking like, hey God, will these people like me? Can I pass? Okay. But you will never see it in my own eye. You will never that you now see it. The moment I even see that you want to be feeling like you want to try and intimidate me, or more, if you like just have that spirit. So and I feel like everybody should try and embrace it. I know we have different self-esteem, but really have to work on your self-esteem abroad. You really have to because let them know you don't sell their papa. Like you get that like I just walk into rooms, I walk up to you, I do my talk and what's the worst thing? Maybe you will not answer me. And
Yeah.
I will just leave. So yeah. And
I
that was
guess.
all what about the exam and that was how I was just able to navigate it. Then another thing I did differently was that you see all this last class of the year before exam, don't skip it because most of the time I found out that I didn't attend the class that preceded the exam, and not that they give us an exam question, but there is a way they do mock exam for us, especially for
Mm-hmm.
first year. They do it because they know that it's your first time. You've not worked with the professor before. You don't know how it is. So it is they've already like did it in the mock exam or mock interview or what do you call it. So just make sure that if your school is offering that, attend classes and attend the mock. It helps you to understand better. And if you do it first, you don't get it, it's not a big deal. You get even after that first one, there are still I think one or two exams that I still rejected the score. Not as bad as 18, maybe 22. And I just like because I already knew my target, I knew what I wanted to graduate with. So there are sometimes I reject some score because I know it's going to affect my final grade. So that's
Yeah.
why I say the flexibility of the exam actually helped me to achieve my final grade. I didn't think they don't accept, reject, and rewrite now. That 19 over there's no how final grade was 110 over 110 because the moment I accept
Yeah.
that night, it will affect it. And I feel like it should be a system that we adopt to in Nigeria. Honestly, it's working. It's really working.
There's a lot of
Sometimes
things we need to adopt in Nigeria.
that's very
There's a lot.
sometimes it is not even about you. Sometimes it might be the wrong timing for you. You have a lot of things you get, but there is no flexibility with date of exam. You have to write it on this day, and that is the final exam. So yeah, that is it. And I really love that about Italy. Honestly, I really love that about them.
Yeah, I don't know, we don't have that one in America. They just tell you when the exam is and you hope for the best and prepare for the worst. But I think one of the things, hearing you say all of this is why I remember two of your amazing quotes. I'll tell you two, right? That I like. And one of your quotes, I actually want to put it on my wall. Actually, I'm going to tell you. So one is fake it till you make it is practicing. and and then the favorite one that I think I like is there's no version of my reality where I don't succeed. Like, I think you saying that to yourself is just like, that's just that you've already defeated any doubts that you have. There is no version of my reality where I don't succeed. Like, I love when you said that, and that's kind of like me. I'm stealing it, so that's what I'm going
Yeah.
to keep. So I know we've been talking about a lot of serious things, so let's have some fun. Okay, we're going to do this segment. I always call it "Get to Know Your Country," and this is the Italy edition. So
Okay, I hope I'll know.
yeah, I think you got it. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, and pretty much you just give me the answer, and then there's another portion where everything is pretty much just give like one word answer, and then we can talk about some of it later. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Gang gang. Okay, so Italy is landlocked by two other countries. There's two other countries inside Italy. What are they?
Okay, I think the first one, Vatican City, and the second one is San Marino.
Yes, true or false? The piano was invented in Italy.
True, of course.
Yes, it was invented in the 1700s. Which Italian city is famous for its canals instead of roads? They always have these guys wearing white and black shirts, paddling people around in the boat.
Venice.
Yes, Venice.
I want to eat that. Like Venice.
What is the name of the famous Italian Leaning Tower?
Tower.
Yep, it looks like the tower is slightly slanted.
Honestly, I don't know this one.
It's called the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Apparently, it's in the PISA.
And I've been there.
Yep. Then you need to go back and visit it and tell us what it's like. Okay, true or false? Italy has the oldest university in the world.
Of course, true. And that is University of Bologna, and they are currently open as well. Although not all programs are open, but yeah, and it's one of the schools that actually have free application also for some programs. They have different bachelor's degree, master's degree, so you shouldn't sleep on University of Bologna.
Yeah, and you get to be in the first university in the world, and I think it was opened in the 1800s. Okay, so tell me, what is one thing that Italy does better than Germany?
That one is hard. It does better than Germany. Let me just think. It's not fashion though, because there is these stores in it in pasta.
Pastas, yeah. Okay, what is one thing Africans misunderstand about Italy?
That Italy is just for human trafficking.
Okay. What is the best city for students on a budget?
Well, Italy is majorly affordable. I can't say this
Okay.
is a city best here. Like Italy is majorly affordable. Most cities.
Okay. What is one thing nobody tells you about moving to Italy? Like, what was the one thing that you didn't know about it?
That I will struggle with the language. Hey, yes, your program is English, but that language is very, very important. And it's so difficult that we've seen people that they've been here for years, and they still struggle with the language. So I didn't know it would be this difficult, honestly. That language is still a problem. Yeah.
So, you share scarf tying technique, skincare, journaling. Where did all of that part? Where did all of that part come from? Especially the scarf. I don't know how you do it, but you have swag, you know? So why is it important, like, to look after yourself while rebuilding everything?
You see, scarf. Let me even start there. Scarf is actually part of me. Like it's something I can do when I'm sleeping, and it's actually started before. I'm a Muslim. We are meant to cover our hair, but my work didn't start because of the religion. I didn't start covering my hair because of religion. I felt like I don't think I've ever said this over camera before. I actually started covering my hair due to low self-esteem. Throughout my secondary school, we used to cut our hair, and I used to use berets. You get like I
Yeah.
used beret. And because I was throughout my secondary school, junior and secondary school, like I was senior prefect girl. So, there's this mandatory thing that I have to always be on the beret because people, now, people, they will feel like people are looking up to you. So I now discovered that after we were done, the beret are now like taking over my face. That if I'm not on beret, mostly people see me with beret, you get, and when we get home, they don't really see me. So I feel like it has taken over my face. The moment we're now done with school and I try to go all around, you get, with just like my low cut before I start making hair. People now be saying, yeah, it does not look like you. It does not look like you. See, sometimes there's some words that we don't know that is damaging people. You get, I was just a young girl that time. So when I started hearing it's not like you, so that it can look like me, I cannot be using berets all around. That's why I started
Yeah.
tying. You
Okay.
get, that was why I started. And after I was tying scarf. So when my hair now grew to the one that I can start making, I'm done with secondary school. Let me do shakara. The moment I remember I made one like Ghana weaving straight. That was when somebody was telling me, you better go and use scarf. The hair is fine, but it's still not look even after making hair, it still not look like me. So the moment I now make hair, I will use scarf. The moment I make hair. So by the time I will now feel like I don't like that part again. I want to start here, like maybe Sisi is coming up. I want to start exploring. I want to start removing the scarf. You get,
Mm-hmm.
that was when the religion part now coming, and I feel like okay, even as a Muslim, it's not allowed. So that was like, but instead of just tying it normally, I just try to do it differently, just to make it put together that anywhere I get to, you have to notice me, notice the
Yeah.
scarf, more like my signature. You get, and I really love it. Yeah. And that was I just started feeling like okay, on my page, since I'm very good with this thing, people can actually learn from me. Lots of people struggle. And scarf is not only meant for Muslims alone. There are some churches that you cannot enter without covering your hair. Might be occasionally people used to tie scarf. You can decide to go somewhere. I feel like you want to change your look. So that was how I came about the scarf or the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, you guys need to check out her page. Like she has I've seen her do amazing things with scarf to just make her look just be different. So yeah, I definitely liked a lot of them. So Erika, before we wrap up, I do this with all the guests, right? So you have to teach us something in Yoruba and something in Italian, right? One phrase you're going to teach us so we can learn something in Yoruba for anybody watching, anywhere in the world. They're going to learn something, just a phrase in Yoruba and one phrase in Italian. So, yeah, over to you.
Okay. Okay. I didn't see that coming for the Italian, so that I can save myself. The normal words is buongiorno, which it means good morning. I think everybody
Buongiorno. Okay.
buongiorno, good morning.
Do I have to
Then
drag it out? Like, buongiorno.
like I said, it's
Okay.
buongiorno. You can say
Okay.
buongiorno, yeah, which is good morning. Then in Yoruba, what will I say? Okay, I'll actually say a phrase in Yoruba. Yoruba will say, "Títari rola kola, tó bá jiná tán ó máa ń doge." Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope I get. Anything you are going through right now, it will finally worth it at the end, because it is normal for you to go through pain when you want to get to like the ladder of success. Yeah.
That's amazing. That is great. I think it's like you're going through the fire it's like a diamond, right? You go through the
Yeah.
fire to come out like solid. Yeah, that's good. So if you've watched the entire episode, guys, this is for you. Like we said before, Arika is giving out 5 free consultation. You have to watch the episode again if you've gotten to this part and you didn't pick up the code word. So you have to watch it, send the DM her the code word, follow her page. Like I said, it's the first 5 people that she's going to see. She's not a travel agent. She can guide you, tell you how to do it the right way. And then it's left for you to take her advice or follow it your own way. So subscribe to the channel, follow _girl_creator on TikTok. There's so much things that she shares. Like we didn't even touch half of it. So go on her page, follow her, listen to her. If you have any questions, reach out to her. The code word, like I said, is hidden in this episode. I'll repeat, watch the entire episode, not clips, not shortcuts, and 5 people will win. So Arika, there's one phrase you're famous for doing. That's your famous signing out quote. So you need to do it for us.
And of course, I'll see you in my next
I, I love it. So, guys, relocation doesn't just change your location, it reveals who you are and when comfort disappears. Arika's story isn't about Germany or Italy, it's about belief, structure, and choosing growth even when nobody is clapping. So I'm really thankful for you for coming by, Arika. Like, I know you're very busy. You took time out of your busy schedule to sit down with us and share this knowledge with people. Thank you for stopping by. It's like what? It's almost 5 a.m. here. What's the time over there now?
Almost like 10 a.m.
Almost
Yeah.
10 a.m. Okay, so we have about 5-hour difference. So thank you. And just like you said, we're going to see you next time. So Continentals, drop your country flag in the comments. If you're thinking of relocating, tell us where you want to relocate to. If this episode helped you, share it with someone that needs clarity and not hype. Hit subscribes. Your click is the currency that keeps us going. So until next time, stay real, stay connected, and keep the mic alive. Thanks, guys.